my life, my friends.
BlackBerry's latest smartphone, the Priv, hit store shelves on Friday, and its launch has been called a make-or-break moment for the company that once was at the forefront of smartphone technology. CTV News technology analyst Carmi Levy joins us from London, Ontario. Morning, Carmi. How are you?
Great, Beverly. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good. Let me ask you about this Priv, because, you know, it's not like BlackBerry hasn't had a chance to try to get a competitive phone out there a number of different times. Is this it? And how is it different?
I think this is it, because a month ago the company's CEO, John Chen, basically said that at some point his patience is limited. He's not going to keep introducing phone after phone and keep spending the money on it if consumers aren't going to buy them. And so this really is the company's, from where I sit, their last chance. Either this thing catches some kind of fire in the market, or the kind of BlackBerry, the company that goes forward, is going to be a very different company than we know now. They're not going to sell hardware, they're going to sell something else, namely software and services. And
in the meantime, what does this phone, the Priv, offer that they would think that this could be an answer?
Well, it's a radically different phone from any BlackBerry you've ever used before. It doesn't run the BlackBerry operating system known as BlackBerry 10. Instead, it runs Android. That's the Google mobile operating system. And the reason being is a lot of people don't buy BlackBerries because they don't run their favorite apps. The App Store doesn't have their favorite titles, whereas Android has 1.6 million apps in its App Store. So it's all about apps. This allows BlackBerry to close that gap and essentially remove the last barrier to people buying their phones. Is it going to work? Still too early to tell. It's not on sale yet. But it's the fact that they're even doing that. A couple of years ago, this would have been considered heresy. Now, obviously, they don't have much choice. It's either do this or die trying.
So tell me, you know, what the future of BlackBerry would be if this doesn't work, as you mentioned, and they go into software. How does that work?
It's a very different future, and one that is kind of invisible to you and me. And basically what they would do is they would stop selling handsets. They would sell software and services exclusively to businesses, to corporations, to folks who wear suits and live in corner offices. And this really is BlackBerry's strength. This is where the company came from, and it's already going back there. They kept the handset business going just as a way of providing some support to them, but if it costs them too much money, they're going to get out of it. Doesn't mean that the company won't be successful. They can make, you make lots of money in this market. IT people will spend lots of money for secure mobile technology. The only difference is you and I won't be able to walk into a store and buy a BlackBerry handset. As far as we're concerned, that logo is going to disappear from reality. The company will continue to operate only below the radar.
Wow. Crystal ball time, Carmi. I mean, this isn't a cheap phone either. It's $900 off contract. How long might the company wait before making that kind of decision?
It's not going to take very long. I think they'll give it at most about 6 months. We'll know within a couple of months whether in fact it has taken off or not. They don't have to sell 50 million phones like Apple does. They sold 800,000 phones in the last quarter. That isn't a lot. So the needle doesn't have to move a whole lot for the company to know that they've succeeded. I'd say by early in the new year, we'll know whether it's green or red. And probably by the time spring rolls around, we'll have a final decision whether BlackBerry stays in this market or not, whether you and I can continue to buy these phones if we want them well into the future.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, Carmi, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Beverly.